For centuries, mankind has lived under the rule of kings, emperors, and leaders who claim divine right. But what if this right wasn't just a political strategy? What if their bloodline truly carried something otherworldly? Well, we can start by searching through history and religion. All across the world, there are spiritual beliefs that explain how the gods, one way or another, became human. And when we look in the scientific side of things, we can see how these very gods are not just ethereal or spiritual beings. Instead, we find some very real human-like beings that eat, sleep, make mistakes, get angry, repent, and the rest. So let us see the religious aspect first, then the scientific aspect, so that we can formulate a better view of who are these beings and if they walk among us to this very day. From the divine kings of Mesopotamia to the pharaohs of Egypt, rulers have always claimed to be chosen by the gods. Some were even worshipped as gods themselves. But this isn't just ancient history. This belief still exists today. The concept of rulers as divine beings never disappeared. It simply evolved. Today, powerful bloodlines trace their ancestry back to ancient rulers, like all the presidents of the USA being related to each other and descending from King John of England, for example. These rulers claim hidden knowledge, controlling global events, and shaping the world from behind the curtain. Coincidence? Or a carefully maintained lineage of power?
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
We are not a religious channel by any means, but Ephesians 6:12 in the New Testament is clear. Our true battle is not against human rulers, but against unseen forces. The Bible calls them archons, powerful entities that govern the physical realm from the shadows. But Christianity isn't the only faith that speaks of these rulers. Nearly every major religion describes beings that manipulate the world from beyond our perception. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of asuras, beings of darkness that oppose divine order. The Quran warns of jinn, entities that whisper into the hearts of rulers and the masses alike. The Gnostic Gospels reveal that the material world itself is ruled by the demiurge, a false god who keeps humanity enslaved in ignorance. What if these entities never left? What if they still influence our world today through governments, religions, and secret societies? This is a good question, but how would they do this exactly? And how can the rulers of the past and of the present be related to these archons or unseen forces of darkness? Well, there is an answer for that too. You see, since the dawn of civilization, rulers have claimed something greater than mere political power. They have claimed divine blood. From ancient myths to recorded history, kings, emperors, and even religious figures have been described as the offspring of gods. Take Alexander the Great, one of the most powerful conquerors in history. His mother, Olympias, claimed that he was not fathered by Philip II of Macedon, but by Zeus himself. The oracle of Amun in Egypt even confirmed it. Alexander was a god among men. But divine offspring weren't just myths. The Bible itself speaks of the sons of the fallen ones, the Nephilim. In Genesis 6:4 we read, "The sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. These were the mighty men of old, men of renown." These beings, half god, half human, were said to be the first rulers of the world. Their bloodlines, their knowledge, and their power were passed down through generations. And here's where things get interesting. Even today, many of the world's most powerful families trace their lineage back to ancient rulers, some even claiming descent from divine beings. The British royal family, for example, traces its ancestry back to King David of Israel. Some genealogists even claim that US presidents share bloodlines with European monarchs, and by extension, with the rulers of old. Is it possible that the divine bloodlines of ancient gods and kings never disappeared? Could they still rule over us today, hidden in plain sight? To answer this, let's go back to the beginning. Long before the great empires of Rome, Egypt, or Greece, there was Sumer, the first recorded civilization on Earth, flourishing over 6,000 years ago in what is now modern-day Iraq. And it was here that humanity first documented the presence of the gods, not as myths, but as living beings who walked among them. The Sumerians recorded their history on clay tablets in cuneiform script, one of the oldest writing systems known to man. And what these tablets describe is nothing short of extraordinary. Among these texts, we find stories of beings known as the Anunnaki, translated as those who from heaven came to earth. According to some translations, these were not metaphorical gods. They were described as real, physical entities who descended from the sky and imparted knowledge to early humanity. We even built the ziggurats for them, pyramid-style towers that served as the elevator for the gods. They would descend from the heavens through these ziggurats. The Sumerians even left food for them there. Ancient texts describe the Anunnaki as rulers who established kingship on Earth, gifting mankind with civilization, agriculture, and advanced knowledge. But here's where things take a shocking turn. Some researchers believe that these beings were not gods in the traditional sense, but extraterrestrial or interdimensional entities. The tablets speak of the Anunnaki creating humanity by mixing their essence with that of early humans, a primitive genetic experiment, or something even more profound. And it doesn't end there. The Anunnaki are said to have come from a place known as Nibiru, a mysterious planetary body described in ancient texts. Some believe Nibiru is a hidden planet in our solar system, while others suggest it is a dimensional gateway, a realm beyond human perception. And yes, I know these interpretations come from the late Zecharia Sitchin, who is regarded as a joke and a scam artist among today's scholars. But nonetheless, Sitchin spent decades translating Sumerian texts. He proposed that the Anunnaki were advanced beings who used Earth as a resource, mining gold to sustain their own civilization. According to his interpretation, they genetically engineered early humans as a labor force, which could explain why so many ancient cultures speak of gods who created man in their own image. And here's where things get even stranger. The Anunnaki are not alone in history. Similar stories appear across the world. Egyptian gods descending from the stars, Mesoamerican deities demanding human worship, and Hindu texts describing vimanas, flying crafts used by celestial beings. If the Sumerians were right, and these gods were real beings, then who were they? Where did they go? And more importantly, did they ever leave? Well, throughout history, behind every throne, behind every empire, there have always been those who operate from the shadows, societies sworn to secrecy, bound by oaths and driven by knowledge passed down for centuries. But what if these secret societies are more than just political puppeteers? What if they hold the remnants of an ancient covenant, a connection to the very gods who once ruled over mankind. Many of the world's most powerful secret orders claim to be the keepers of divine wisdom, knowledge handed down from celestial beings, the gods of antiquity, and their influence stretches into every corner of modern civilization. The Rosicrucians, a secretive mystical order that emerged in the 17th century, claim to be guided by an unseen brotherhood of enlightened beings. Some believe these beings are none other than the ancient gods themselves, operating from another dimension, steering humanity's evolution from behind the veil. Connected to the Rosicrucians is the legend of the Great White Brotherhood, an alleged group of ascended masters, spiritual rulers who exist beyond our physical plane. Some believe they are remnants of the gods of old, guiding select individuals to carry out their will on earth. Many great minds of history were suspected to be initiates of the Rosicrucian order: Da Vinci, Newton, Bacon. Were they merely brilliant thinkers, or were they given knowledge from another source, something like the Akashic records? Knowledge meant only for the chosen few, perhaps the most well-known secret society of them all, the Freemasons, a brotherhood shrouded in mystery, claiming to preserve ancient wisdom dating back to the days of Solomon's Temple. But who were they really serving? Freemasonic rituals invoke divine architects, cosmic builders who shaped reality itself. Some believe these architects are none other than the ancient gods, entities like the Anunnaki, the fallen angels, or even the archons of the Gnostic texts. And if so, are the Masons merely worshippers? Or are they still following the gods' will in secret? Freemasonry has infiltrated governments, financial institutions, and even the Vatican itself. If these men were truly in contact with an ancient celestial order, then who really governs our world? Long before the Freemasons, there were the Knights Templar, warrior monks who, according to legend, uncovered forbidden knowledge beneath the ruins of Solomon's Temple. Some say they found lost relics. Others believe they found something far more dangerous, proof of a divine bloodline stretching back to the ancient gods. The idea of a holy bloodline has persisted throughout history. Many ruling families claim descent from divine beings. Some say the Merovingian dynasty, the bloodline of European royalty, traces its origins to Christ himself. Others claim they are the children of the fallen angels, the Nephilim, carrying the blood of the gods in their veins. If the gods had children among us, could their descendants still be ruling today? Could the bloodlines of presidents, kings, and popes trace back to the ancient gods themselves? And then there's the Illuminati, the infamous shadow organization said to control world events from behind the scenes. But what is their true purpose? What do they really worship? The Illuminati were founded in the 18th century, claiming to pursue enlightenment and hidden knowledge. But some believe they are merely the modern incarnation of an ancient order, an extension of the priesthoods that once served the gods of old. Are they simply men driven by power? Or are they carrying out a plan set in motion thousands of years ago by forces beyond our understanding? It seems the gods of old are not gone. They never left. They rule in the shadows, and they are still watching. They were not just rulers, they were architects. Their influence was encoded into the very fabric of reality, hidden in symbols, numbers, and sacred geometry. Today, their worshippers continue this tradition, embedding their messages in plain sight. But are these symbols mere coincidences, or proof that the gods still rule in the shadows. Throughout history, numbers have held a secret power. From the Pythagoreans to the Freemasons, from the Sumerians to the Illuminati, numbers are more than just mathematics. They are the fingerprints of the gods. For example, the number 3, the divine triad, the trinity of creation, found in the gods of Egypt, India, and Christianity, but also embedded in secret societies, 3 degrees of initiation in Freemasonry, the 3 stars of Orion aligning with the pyramids of Giza, or the number 7, the key to spiritual ascension, 7 heavens, 7 planets of alchemy, 7 chakras. But why do modern rulers still use it? Why are there 7 continents, 7 world summits, 7 ruling families? And then there is 33, the highest degree in Freemasonry, a number associated with divine transformation. Jesus was 33 when he was crucified. Alexander the Great died at 33. And nearly all major revolutions, from the French Revolution to modern political movements, contain this hidden number. But it's not just numbers. The architecture of power itself is infused with the symbols of the gods. Washington, D.C., the Vatican, and the financial centers of the world were designed using sacred geometry, aligning with celestial bodies and occult numerology. But why? Even in the digital age, the symbols of the gods persist. Corporations, tech giants, and global financial institutions embed esoteric symbols into their logos. The serpent of knowledge, the all-seeing eye, the pyramid. Are these mere branding choices, or part of a greater ritual? Every year, some of the world's most powerful men gather in secret. At the Bohemian Grove, they perform a bizarre ritual called the cremation of care, where they offer a mock sacrifice to a massive owl statue, believed by some to represent Moloch, the ancient god of sacrifice. But is it really just symbolic? Or is it proof that the old gods are still being worshipped in secret? Many global events, wars, economic collapses, even assassinations, seem to align perfectly with sacred numerology. 9/11, the JFK assassination, the founding of the UN, were these mere accidents of history or carefully orchestrated rituals? It is as if the gods of old never truly left. They shape the rulers of the past. They guide the elite of today, and their influence can be seen in every major world event. But the question remains, are they still here? Or have they already secured their throne in the hearts and minds of those who rule us? Even if they are not real, what they represent has influence on the world of yesterday and today. Open your eyes. Look beyond the veil. The gods are watching, and some think that their revelation is soon to take place. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Let us know your opinion in the comments section. And always remember, stay awake, seek answers, and never stop questioning. Thus spoke eternity.